What it do? What it do? Welcome to another one for Al Cuerpo Boxing, to the body. What's today? Today's Tuesday. It's about, what, 2:30 my time? We going good. We going good. Weather's good, too. Kind of windy today. But, yeah, man. So, Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua, man, on Netflix. December 19th, man. It's crazy news. It's crazy news, to be honest. What does it mean, guys? What does it mean? So since Jake Paul somewhat caters to the casual world of combat fans, right? I mean, you've got the UFC following for sure. I don't know or care so much about his old school YouTube or Disney following. Let me think here. Jake Paul beat guys like Nate Diaz. What was that one Brazilian guy from the UFC? Anderson Silva. He got beat by Tyson Fury. Jake Paul beat Chavez. Oh, of course, obviously, my bad. Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson, right? So, it's very interesting times, man, in the category of boxing, in what Netflix is trying to sell, right? I mean, what is Netflix trying to sell, guys? So, I've been saying it, man, probably for about a year. I told fans, don't buy into the hype of what Jake Paul was going to sell from the PBC world, such as Jake Paul Canelo, of course, Jake Paul Tank Davis. And I even said I wanted the Tank Davis thing to fall apart because they don't seem authentic, right? And now fans are getting like a taste of their own medicine, right? Because they thought, let me throw this. Oh, it's already in there. They thought that Jake Paul and Tank Davis was a clown show. Well, guys, what do you got now, right? Or, as some others are saying, maybe now fans will be happy because now we got Jake Paul versus a real heavyweight, right? But I see even some fans are kind of skeptical on this fight, guys, right? For example, I'm willing to bet some guys are a bit nervous on if AJ might take a dive. You guys ever think about that? Guys, this is Netflix, man. So, I'm assuming Anthony Joshua still with Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, the whole UK. Yeah, Joshua benefits from a Netflix presentation. Yeah, of course, big time. So, in theory, if Anthony Joshua were to beat Jake Paul, it kind of revives Anthony Joshua. What does that lead to, right? I mean, Joshua could probably do the Tyson Fury fight on Netflix, right? Anthony Joshua versus who on Netflix, guys? Should he beat Jake Paul? Or the flip side of the coin, guys. What if Jake Paul were to beat Anthony Joshua? What does that open the doors for Jake Paul? Really, man. I mean, he beat Mike Tyson. They sold that. They sold that to the public. I'm even making jokes that what if Jake Paul were to beat Anthony Joshua on points, guys? That's weird. Maybe not. I don't know if that's good for boxing, man. But I'm assuming if Jake Paul were to really beat Anthony Joshua on Netflix, maybe Jake Paul could sell now the Canelo fight on Netflix. But that's just weird, man. Again, guys, there's better fights out there. So where does that go with Andy Ruiz, guys? Andy Ruiz, the once upon a time dark horse, first guy to smash Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz, right? And guys, earlier this year you had Andy Ruiz calling out Jake Paul, right? Andy Ruiz is kind of like a lost cause. Andy Ruiz, who, if I'm not mistaken, the same age as when Benavidez was huge, right? David Benavidez, when he was a teenager, even before he was teenage, he was big, man. 200 pounds plus, just like Andy Ruiz, right? What's the difference, right? What's the difference? Well, shout out to both of them. Andy Ruiz said, you know what? Instead of me trying to cut weight to make the lower divisions, I'm going to stay at heavyweight because that's his natural physique, right? That's what he feels good at. And Andy Ruiz is like one of those You know, this is for Americans. Americans, maybe footballers, but Americans know this. How many times you've been on the courts and you've seen a badass dude, like a heavyweight guy, just really good at ball, man. Really good at dribbling the ball. He can drive it down the paint, right? He's like natural basketballer. That's what Andy Ruiz is in boxing. He's just homegrown into it. Same thing with David Benavidez, right? David Benavidez, same thing with Andrew Ruiz, but David Benavidez had somewhat of the upper hand to cut the weight. So they're both good, man. They're both great. One was able to cut the weight, and I guess that's what Layla Ali was trying to say about Clarissa Shields, that if Clarissa Shields really wanted to find better challenges, she could do what David Benavidez is doing, right? To try and make super middleweight. So Layla Ali does show some truth in her opinions about Clarissa Shields, right? But at the same time, maybe Clarissa Shields just genetically ain't gifted to cut those little weights. Maybe she just can't do it. Kind of like Andrew Ruiz, right? You see that, guys? It's kind of weird. But again, guys, let's say Jake Paul were to beat Anthony Joshua, maybe the PBC world, Al Heyman, could probably sell and make propaganda that Jake Paul got to see Andy Ruiz, right? Would Al Heyman want to do that? Think about it, guys. Think about it. Do the PBC have enough propaganda, intellect, and intelligence to sell to the public that Jake Paul got to see Andy Ruiz if Jake Paul were to surprisingly beat Anthony Joshua, right? Let's flip it again. There we go. So that's why I'm saying, man, Andy Ruiz got some good options now, guys. Andy Ruiz, in the next month or so, if he's got smart publicists, smart marketing team, Andy Ruiz right now could milk the whole Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight. Andy Ruiz could milk that, guys. If I was Andy Ruiz, I would do that. The same way David Benavidez always calls out Canelo's name for his gain, Andy Ruiz got to do that right now. That's playing it smart, guys. That's playing it smart. Could you guys imagine the bag that Andy Ruiz would make on Netflix fighting either AJ or Jake Paul? Right? Shout out to Mr. Omar. He says, Any sabun mas sanatı American boxu. Kim. Yeah, so we got the Turks right now. They know what's up. The Turks know AJ. The Turks know Jake Paul, unfortunately. And they also know maybe Andy Ruiz. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You guys like them beats, right? Shout out to Dillinger, man. So anyways, man, like, yo, Andy Ruiz, man, hopefully by a miracle, if you see this video, man, you got to call out. You got to do heavy hitting on social media, on your IG or whatever, Twitter, I don't know. You got to do heavy hitting and have the fans remember who you were, man. And you were the first guy to smash AJ. You know, you were even before AJ. I don't know if it's true, but you called out Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? So, could we get that? Could we get another Mexican-American Andy Ruiz on Netflix versus Jake Paul or AJ? The AJ trilogy, right? Fans forget brawls, man. Fans forget fights, right? Fans like the Ben Jr. and Chris Eubank Jr. saga or whatever, and fans aren't even interested in a trilogy. But come on, guys. I mean, they could make the fight again at 168. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It's getting cold. It's getting cold. So I don't know, man. I don't know what some... I shouldn't say I don't know. I do know. I do know what Andy Ruiz's crew got to do, man. They got to make noise and call out Jake Paul. Andy Ruiz got to call out AJ again. Right now is the shining opportunity, man, to use it. You know? Put it like this. Lamont Roach should have put a lot of power in his social media, and I guess they helped him out, ProBox and others. you got to call out Tank Davis again, man. Use the power, man. Use the publicity right now. You know? So I don't know. I don't know if some fans are happy about the whole AJ and Jake Paul thing, but that's why I say, man, be careful what you troll for, man. You know? I want the Canelo Crawford rematch, man. That's good for boxing. I don't want to hear about no Jake Paul, Tank, and Jake Paul, Canelo, Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua. I mean, it's all subjective. If you guys think that's good for boxing, that ain't good for boxing, in my opinion. I should say the purity of boxing, right? So, I don't know. That's what I got out here, man. Maybe I'm going to throw a Spanish one in a bit. But I'll catch you guys on another one for Al Cuerpo Boxing to the Body. Peace out, y'all.